Hi, I'm Brad McCormick and welcome to Pennsbury's Educational Technology Tutorials. Today's tutorial is about, if you'd like to follow on your own, please check out the tutorial on tab scissors and tab glue. With Google Docs, it's really easy to share a Google Doc and any other really Google app products like slides and sheets and forms with other people to collaborate in real time with them. And you do that, they usually have this giant blue share button, and it originally will be set to just private to just for you. And when you click on it, it gives you the shared options where you can just type in someone's name or email address and it will send them that link. But I usually click on advanced because it gives you a lot more options. From here, it gives you a link that if you only want to just email a link to people, or you can use the URL shortener and make this a little bit shorter and give it out during a presentation or during class. You can do that. You can just take that link and give that to them. You can also just change access as a whole to a bunch of people by clicking on change. It's originally set to private. And you can make it so that way anyone on the web can find it. Anyone with the link can have access to it. Anyone on the Pennsbury School District domain can have access to it, or anyone at Pennsbury with the link can have access to it. If it's something that you're trying to push out to parents, you're definitely going to want to make sure that it's anyone with the link can see it. If you do one of the Pennsbury ones, then they're not going to be able to see those things. And then once you change this, you can just hit save and it will save those settings for you. Your other option is to invite people by name. And then I'm going to share this with my personal self. That way I can go through and show you how it'll type at the same time from both computers. I can change it so that person can either edit, can comment, or can view. So if I want them to just be able to view this, I can click can view. If I want them to be able to give me feedback, I can do can comment. And if I want them to work with me and edit it together, I can do can edit. You always have the option to notify people. It will send them an email to their email account that's attached to their Gmail or their Google account. You can add a message to that. You can always click that off. That way that person doesn't get the email. And you can always send the email to yourself or paste that doc directly in there. And then you also have the option of having the ability to basically lock down the document. You can prevent editors from changing access, so that way people can't add other people to that document. And you can also make it so that way they can't download, print, or copy it. So if you're putting out a study guide for a exam that you don't want students to be able to share or make their own copies to give the students later down the road, you might want to check that. That way the students can't just go ahead and mass produce that doc that you have. So I'm going to share it with myself. I'm going to click OK, and I skipped sending the invitation. It will ask me that each time. And then if you're sending it outside of the domain, it will also ask you if you want to do that. And since I know it's me, I'm just going to click yes, and I'm going to click done. So now this document has gone to both myself on my Pennsbury account and then myself on my personal account. And for our purposes, what I would look at on my computer is I would go to my drive and shared with me, since the doc has been shared with me, and I would click shared with me, and I shared my doc with myself, my personal self, to my school district self, and you'll see that it's here, it says shared with me, and then I can open up that doc, and you'll notice that the last edit was made 5 minutes ago by Brad McCormick, and if I looked at the share settings, and you can see people that are in that doc at the same time. I'm in that doc with my personal Gmail account. You can actually see directly where I'm clicked. So if I went over to my personal laptop, which you currently can't see on the screen, but if I click somewhere else, it'll move the cursor to the spot that I had just clicked on there. So if I wanted to go to the document that I made from before, this test document, and let's say that I'm writing a paper on Harry Potter. I'm obsessed with Harry Potter. Harry Potter is the greatest book series of all time. So I just typed that on my doc and things were changed. If I go over to my personal account, you can see on the screen that even though I'm not typing on my computer, it's going to show up where I can say my favorite book is number 6, and I want to put an image in. So I'm going to come back to my favorite, or to my personal screen, and I'm going to go to insert image, and from here I can just search Google. I can look at my drive. So I'm going to type in Harry Potter book 6. I'm just going to put a picture that I found on here, even though this is not book 6. And I can now have this doc that I'm creating simultaneously with another person. And one of the key parts you're going to want of this is the revision history. Once you have people just kind of going crazy all over the place in a document, you're going to know who was making what edits, especially if something inappropriate or wasn't supposed to be there was added, or something gets deleted. You can go back to it. As if you go to File and then see revision history, it will pop open on the right hand side, and it gives you a shortened version, but you can come down to the bottom and hit show more detailed revisions, and this will allow you to see every revision that happened inside of that doc. And this works with slides as well. Or if I wanted to see what the personal Gmail account did, that's in purple, and it coded it for me and it highlighted it, and I can see what was in green. And if I wanted to go back and say that that's the revision I want, I can hit restore this revision, and then it will change the doc back to that